Thank
a
you.
very esteemed and honored um, sister, Diptiben, and she's one of the heads of the Brahma Kumari movement in South Africa. And she's just an absolute favorite with us all and known by many people as well. And really busy in her everyday life and helping and sharing and, carrying this flag that's so vital right now, to educate and share and really, energetically shift in a very, very spiritual way. And what I like also about working with Dipti is we share, we bring the physical and the spiritual together and understanding that big part of things. So Dipti did offer earlier in the week to talk a little bit about food preparation, and I think let's do that, seeing we're still in the physical space, and then we'll move on to the spiritual breath, if that's okay with you, Dipti.
Thank you, Jane. Can you hear me?
Yes, beautifully.
Thank you. So,
welcome.
Thank you very much. It's been a wonderful evening, and I've learned so much. So thank you for all that wisdom. Also, Dr. Reddy and Errol, I thank you. Signal on many ways, and Jane, you're such an angel of health. So thank you so much on many levels. I think that, we talk about diet and consciousness, and one level at which I'm very mindful of right now is not just about what we eat, but the energy with which it is coming to us right now. And this is the one aspect that I really do want to highlight, that even the vegetables, and I think we've been working a lot on that, Jane, about how they are grown, how they are brought into your kitchen, how they are actually cooked. Because there's so many vibrations of fear and scarcity and negativity and tiredness, the people along the process that may be dealing with it. And so for me, I find it's incredibly important that whatever matter we're putting into our body, we have to first vibrate on it. Now, in the earlier times, in many religions, we would say, bless your food. But basically, it's about giving a lot of peace to that matter, giving a lot of love to that matter, creating an energy around that matter of light. And I think this is of prime importance right now, because how many people walk past certain foods in your supermarkets or whatever with such an intense state of consciousness, with so much fear and worry and negativity. And we're not just eating the food, we're eating the vibration. And so this is the first aspect, I think, along our spiritual journey, is just to really look at, if I really want to support my body and well-being and look at the whole aspect of diet, vibration is very, very important. And the second aspect within the whole journey of that as well is consciousness whilst cooking. And this is also a very, very important aspect. Right now especially, and we've spoken about this before, but serving families right now in the kind of climate that we are in, you can settle your family by you cooking in a peaceful way. It's not just what you've produced, and it's not what you've just put on the table, but really if you've cooked that food with a lot of peace and a lot of love, you will feel the frequency of the vibration of that food is much higher. Today we can't maybe get everything that's perfectly organic, and we can't get everything in our kitchen that we are using that may be 100% pure. But one thing we do have is that we are living beings of vibration. And because we are living beings of vibration, we can vibrate that. I find I give absolute respect to the time I have in my meditation room, equally to the time I have in the kitchen. Both for me has the same respect, because the energy in the kitchen is the energy that's going to touch every family member or everyone else that we are feeding. And I mean, personally, I'm very specific about the food I do eat vibrationally, because we see today that it has a very, very deep effect on our state of consciousness. I remember my nephew, he was preparing smoothie and he was like so excited and saying to me, "See, I've got the best ingredients. See, I've got an amazing smoothie." And I'm saying to him, "Relax." And he's saying, "What do you mean?" I said, "It's not just about your ingredients, it's about your vibe. If your vibration is not going to be calm and loving, even though you can have the best ingredients, you're not going to get the result that you want." So we've got amazing things that are in our midst physically, but vibrationally we need to charge it. We need to charge it at a very, very high level. All the food that we eat, all the vibrations we put into the food. Now,
I
I
think,
come from a
Dipti,
background, yes,
I'm thinking while you're talking, sorry to interrupt, but we're
not a
talking a little
problem.
bit about alchemy right here, because you mentioned a little bit earlier before we go too far about we try to get the best ingredients we can get, but we sometimes always can't. But by blessing our food, we can actually alchemically shift it.
Yes, yes,
And alchemically also work on the processing of the food within us and what it's going to do for us.
yeah, yeah,
By our neurological, emotional, and spiritual space, we can then transform it. We have the power to
absolutely.
do that.
Mm. And really, this is something that people don't really maybe respect, but food, when it goes into your body, has to be eaten with a lot of love and a lot of silence. They show how children, when they're sitting in front of the TV and they're watching some excited program, and then they're eating their food, how that food becomes so toxic. And we know how people, when they are sitting in front of some excited space and eating their food and then suffer from indigestion, you know? And so just that whole level of being able to eat peacefully, eat with that space of calm. And I know that Ayurvedically, never to eat whilst you are standing. Well, not even to drink water whilst you are standing, because your body is able to digest and absorb the fullness of it when you sit down. I remember as a child growing up Ayurvedically, every time I picked up a glass of water and ran with it, my mother would say, "Sit down. Sit down peacefully, drink your water, and then you can run as much as you want to." Or even whilst you're eating your food, not to eat on the run, but really to peacefully eat that food and then move on. Because all of that has a very, very deep effect on my state of body,
Yeah.
very, very powerfully. And so we
And
see how food that is eaten in a certain vibration, prepared in a certain vibration, has a very, very deep shift on the body. And also, I found that the food that we use and the spices that we use that become the carriers of certain energies. Now, I grew up in an environment since a child where everything had to be braised. A food is not regarded as tasty if you haven't braised it. And first goes into the pot the oil, and then all the spices. And then those who ate onions, it would have the onions, and then you'd have the food. And that was what made tasty food. But I've really, after paying a lot more attention to my diet, and I've certainly followed a sattvic diet for most of my life. That means a pure vegetarian diet without any onion and garlic as well. That's for spiritual reasons. And just very much the experience of sometimes people say, but you need the oil to braise the seeds. And I found I had to find other ways in which I've done it. And one of the ways is I just use it on dry. I just roast like your mustard seeds. I just roast it on a dry pan, and then it crackles on its own. Or you can just then stamp it down a little, and then you get the flavor. It's certainly certain seeds, they're good to be either soaked or they have to burst open so that they digest in your body. And so I find there are creative ways. And personally, when I've been told and taught about not to have heated oils within my body, I really tried. And there are so many other ways in which one can do it. I found just one of the things within the whole diet that we look at is really how adding the oil at the end of it. And there are so many dishes that I look at now, which are within our diets that can be so healthy, that are just steamed, but have amazing flavors. Like I know in the East we have idli, in northern part of India we have what is called dokra. These are all steamed dishes. And then when you can make certain fresh chutneys with them, and they're very wholesome. You make them with your dhania and your mint and all of that. And none of this takes oil. They're very tasty foods, but they do not have to have oil inside of them. So I think it's just really, again, a whole experience, because for me, it was a learning. I realized that this oil was not good for me. And I realized that I may be putting all these wonderful things that I got from Jane, but if my diet is not changing, I'm creating a blockage for the self. So somebody was saying the other day, but all these foods that are so regularly cooked with oil. And I found that it is possible. One of the main flavorings that people look at within that space is to get the spaces out of the seeds. But there are varieties of ways in which you can use these spices without actually heating them in oil. So it's been wonderful to be able to find creative ways in which to do that. But another aspect within the whole aspect of consciousness, and I think right now, as we go further into the whole aspect of a food that carries high vibration, and then a mind that creates high vibration. And it's about the whole aspect of thoughts. And as we talk about that, one of the areas that we have great choice is our thinking. And I'm finding more and more now, we need to create breathing spaces within our consciousness. We need to create space in our consciousness, because the vibration out there right now is very, very intense. And in order to support a vibration of calm and a vibration that is peaceful, it's like we have to vibrate a certain level of silence, and we have to vibrate a certain level of stillness within our state of consciousness. And I think for that, it's like we need to take time every day to create a very powerful state of inner being. More and more, I mean, during the whole day, I've become so busy counseling people spiritually that have COVID or have lost somebody in their homes, or it's very intense out there. But I find that the more and more I'm able to create a space within my journey where I bring a deep internal breathing energy of peace and love and high frequency joy. You know, joy doesn't only have to come when everything around you is looking fine, but joy is the state of being where I know that beyond all this chaos, there's a part of me that's well. There's a part of me that's whole. There's a part of me that is powerful. And when I understand that I am whole, I'm peaceful, and I'm powerful, I can activate, like people say, oh, you've brought fresh breath into this place. It's like you've created an energy in that space that creates deep, deep growth and a very, very beautiful state of being. And I really feel that this is really the time now, at an incredible level within our journey. We need to create those power of thoughts in a very, very powerful way now, where we are able to vibrate an energy out there that relaxes the self. You know, I find that when I'm having a deep stage of meditation and I'm feeling very peaceful and calm inside, I feel how my breathing rhythm of the body also changes so much. And it's like you're able to welcome the new. It's when the soul is in an anxiety state, when the soul is anxious, and the soul is in a negative state. It's like we stop welcoming life. And when you stop welcoming life, it's like you stop breathing in life. Right now, people say things have become so hectic, I can't even breathe anymore. And they've used these words very, very casually. But it's actually the fact. I can't breathe anymore because I have stopped myself from welcoming the energies of life. And so more and more when I'm able to create that kind of powerful space within my being and really develop that deep state, I really find right now in the world, we need powerful states of consciousness. You know, I say to people and I say to myself, never become misdirected from your real purpose because everything around you at this time can distract you. But we need to stay powerful and we need to stay in a high state of consciousness. And when I stay in a high state of consciousness, I'm able to vibrate this to the world around me. And when I'm able to vibrate this to the world around me, many peaceful energies can flow. Yeah. And so that deep, deep sense of breathing, a deep, deep sense of inner being is very, very vital at this time. But we have to stay alert. I really find that the vibration of the world is quite intense and I have to stay aware. And I find more and more, that's why I'm smiling. I think because I have deep love for Jane, that I'm staying awake till this time. Because normally I'm an early sleeper because I want to get up at about 2, just after 2, because that's when I do my
Sorry, Dipti.
meditation. No, but it's I value these conversations and I value this time together. But it's like, you know, and that is one thing that's very, very important. If you want, and this is part of the learning, that if you really want your body to operate at its maximum energy, it is very, very important to awaken before dawn. It shifts the biorhythm of your body at a very, very different level. And this is, I mean, yogis who've been doing deep breathing also will talk about that time where you are able to take in the fullness of something at an incredible time. in that early morning space. And so, yes, Jane, you're about to
Well,
say
it's, I mean,
something.
you're in tune with the earth waking up.
Yes.
So, if your circadian rhythm and you're in the flow with the earth, then the living is so much easier. Why do you
Yes.
think the chickens start crowing at those early hours? Their feet are on the ground the whole time that they're awake. They're connected to the earth. We've lost that. We wear rubber soled shoes and we're full of inflammation. We've disconnected, as you say now. We've got electricity, we've got lights on, and we're staring at LED blue lit screens and stuff. I mean, I even know me after tonight, and it's a once off that it's long, but it's going to take me a little bit of a while to just actually, unwind a little bit. And we just need to take our cues from nature. The birds, they're awake then as well. Cleaning the air for us. So spiritually, physiologically, mentally, and emotionally, this is the time.
Yeah.
Thank you for sharing. This is good.
And we really need to vibrate. I just wanted to share one aspect that came up for me last night or the night before, when one lady got admitted into the hospital, and she really couldn't breathe. It was all COVID related. And then her husband called me and said, "Won't you speak to my wife?" And I've known her. So I decided to call her, and she was able to take my call. And I said to her, "Just put the phone by the side of your bed for now, and let me take you through a meditation." And I just took her through a deep relaxation from the head till the toe, and just relaxing every muscle and becoming peaceful. And just through a state of mental action, like vibrating at a certain level, our oxygen levels started coming better. And so we realize not how much all of this is just physical. It has such a deeper level of anxiety and emotional congestion and fear, that breathing that she was struggling from. Just, I've seen people on the, what you call that thing to measure your thing you put into your finger, which people keep at
The
the moment.
oximeter.
The oximeter, yeah, the oximeter. So I just found how when I just take time to relax them. Yeah, it's like people say, "Oh, I need to see it. Oh, it must be 97. Oh, it must be 100. Oh, it must be 90. And I'm saying to them, relax. And when they are able to do that, even though on a physical level, yes, there is the pressure, there is the strain, but I have seen practically that when people really learn, and we have to support each other with this, to say, just calm down, just relax. And to see when I'm able to do that, I mean, my own brother was struggling from COVID, and I just used to do every day a meditation with him. I would just tell him and the children who all had it, just calm down. And my sister-in-law and I would do a meditation. And it was amazing. I mean, they recovered beautifully. But it was such an important aspect of understanding that vibrationally we are aggravators of something, or we can calm down something very, very powerful. And it's in my hands. That is in my hands. I have a choice. Yeah.
Absolutely. And this is where we really start mastering ourselves and shifting in our transformation and our consciousness. And I think, Dipti, from a physiological point of view, we're talking about giving the parasympathetic nervous system a chance.
Yes.
Giving it a voice, because mostly we're running around with a very, the sympathetic nervous system in a kind of an overdrive, and it's go, 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 go. And then what happens is that the subconscious systems like elimination and digestion and circulation suffer, because they're a part of the parasympathetic nervous system. And we all know as healers, the healing happens in the parasympathetic phase. And one of the reasons that acupuncture is so good is because it literally depends where you put the needles, but it drenches you in endorphins, and it relaxes you and you fall asleep. I have people coming to also my practice, and they get on the plinth, the bed, and we connect them and everything, and they literally start yawning and they want to sleep. And they just talk about the beautiful environment. They start getting fed by the nature. They start getting fed by the good positive vibrations and everything, and they start calming down. And as you say, the breathing rhythm starts getting better, and the usage of oxygen gets better, and the ability then to detox and digest, and for the blood to circulate, that all becomes then like clockwork again. And as you said, if you're sitting in front of TV with the sympathetic nervous system doing this, going crazy, it's just relaxation. And the hormones related to this are, things like acetylcholine. And I can see immediately on the device of ours that people who've got these huge adrenaline spikes, huge cortisol spikes, lots of inflammation, and very little attention and ability given to the acetylcholine and the corticosteroids. And that's what leads to adrenal fatigue and shutdown, and the body going absolutely flat. So everything that you're saying is so vitally important, because it's resetting. I think Dr. Reddy used the word. It's resetting ourselves and preparing ourselves on every level to take hold of the astrological, energetic, cosmic, if you like, universal energies, if you like, that are shifting us through this transformation. So it's just absolutely vital. And as you say, Dipti, seeing people in front of you suddenly getting electrons because they're relaxing, they're breathing properly, the energy starts improving. It's really too beautiful. And as you say,
and we have a body of light, and our body of light is a body of protection. And I think, sometimes when people go out in the day and they think, oh, well, I need to protect myself, but they are trying to protect themselves so physically that they actually not giving the chance for their body of light to create the protection. I find that it's very, very important, if I have to go to the shop or anything, it's like how somebody has to wear a coat or whatever. Always wear this feeling of I have a consciousness of a body of light. And that body of light is a pure light. It's a beautiful light. We all have this. And that is why when people are spiritually active or awakened, you see a big aura around them, because it's that body of light. And we all have a beautiful body of light, just if we become aware of it. And the more and more we create that body of light to expand, that's the real social distancing. Forget staying far away from people.
Exactly.
That if you can expand your body of light, you really create a protective social distancing from the vibrations that are so intrusive. And we must never ever forget that.
So it's our own shield.
It's our own shield.
But it's
we have to expand that that aura of light that is around us.
Mm.
And the more, and that the seed of that is my thoughts. My thoughts vibrate at a certain level. And if I vibrate those thoughts at a certain level, it creates a vibrational field around me.
Mm.
And that is why when people are really depleted, you can feel like this dark space around them because the vibrational energy is totally depleted. And the more and more I activate this vibration around me, I'm finding more and more now. Today I had to take somebody that needed my help, and I had to take them out from the old age home. And, I just felt that for her sake and my sake, we both needed this aura of vibe. And she was saying after a while, I feel safe. And I was thinking, why did she use the word I feel safe? Because
Mm.
she felt an auric protection.
Wow.
So when we talk about social distancing, it's one thing to
Mm.
keep away, but how much am I creating an auric protection around me? And this is not just for anybody, it's for everybody. Each person has a choice. If I want to do this, I can open my auric body. If I choose not to, it's a choice. So it's
So
not
you
only for
see,
those that are blessed, we are all blessed.
this is really huge what you're speaking about now. Because if we start looking emotionally, and the various experiences that people have from childhood going up through into adulthood, and we repeat the patterns, and we know all of that psychological aspect regarding that, and people build up emotional walls, all right,
Yes.
emotional blockaged fields. And if we can shift these people's thinking to saying, hold
Yes.
on, don't hold on to that illusionary fearful, blocked wall that you've put up. We can create this auric field that's far more dynamic, far more effective. It's changing the mindset between kind of warding off in the small, tight little fear field that they have around them versus saying, hold on, this expansive field is actually more protective.
Yeah. I remember once, many years ago, when we were so-called burgled, and I had got up in the middle of the night to go to the bathroom, and in the passage I saw somebody. I thought, oops. But this individual did not have the power to take a step closer.
Wow.
No. It was such a powerful moment for me. And then after about it felt like 5 minutes. It felt very long. But after a few minutes, he looked at me and he said, sorry, Mama, turned around and left.
Jeepers.
And I know that this was a practice over a period of time that created an auric field of protection that he did not have the power to come closer.
Jeez, that's incredible.
Yeah, and that was my personal experience, and it taught me that life is not about the obvious. Life is about the powerful. But am I investing in the powerful? Or am I just being directed by the obvious?
Sure.
It's a choice. It's a choice.
And then when you are directed by the powerful, am I right in saying that the breath is harmonious?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And then we don't have to go back and start, having to retrain ourselves on breathing and retrain ourselves on all these things. It becomes the subconscious takes over, and it's not so much
Yeah.
having to be conscious. But we're all at different stages, and it's like you said earlier, be aware so that we can awaken aware to all the dimensions.
And we all
That's
have areas in our life which there's some areas in our life that's our strength, and there are some areas in our life that we have to work at. And it's okay to know those and be aware that I need to work on it.
Yeah.
So, like for me, spiritually, there's a gift and I'm able to flow with it. But I have to pay attention to other levels, and I have to, because it's about a whole journey.
Yes.
You know?
It is.
So we have to be aware where our strength is and where we need to take help and grow. And take the help, but don't be in denial. And don't dismiss it either. Yeah.
Absolutely. Wow, 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 and wow again. This is just really, really, beyond expectations and beyond everything. This whole evening, I hope that, you have all enjoyed it and sort of immersed yourself in this very, very high vibrational, powerful, powerful turning point, because, to get people together like this, where we can share and interact and integrate what we're doing. It's by design. It's divine design, if you like. That all of it comes together so beautifully. And I think between Errol and yourself and Dr. Reddy, such powerful insights and so much to take home and digest, and just seeing ourselves with these huge big orbs, actually, that's we can just what can I say, we can immerse ourselves into other people and out of other people, and into and out of as we choose. And like you said, that lady who wasn't well, that's what a beautiful example. You actually must have projected your energetic field to her, and she felt it, she got it. And there we're able to perform miracles just by that, just by doing that. So exciting. I don't know if anyone's got any questions. I see Dr. Reddy still with us as well. If anyone's got any questions that occurred to them along the way, if you're speechless, that's fine. Just don't be at a loss for words. But put them down now, because this is your chance now, and we can do more and more and more of this. And the help is there. You can speak to any one of us. And Errol included, we all speaking the same language. And sometimes it's catalysts. Different catalysts set off different things in different people, and that's how it should be. Because actually, us as educators are that. We can't do anything for you. We can't create that future. We can't enhance the energy space that Errol's talking about. We can't breathe for you, what Dr. Reddy was speaking about, and for what Dipti's speaking about, project our energy, our spiritual energy. We can't do that for you. We can talk about it and we can be catalysts. And at the same time, we need to do our own work and revisit the strengths, the weaknesses, and move forward. So I know it's getting late for people, and thank you so much. It's been just really amazing. I just wanted to say that you can, with every consultation that I'm giving this right now, I'm actually really just blessing it with a complimentary bottle of the microbiome reset that we were talking about. So that's a nice gift. And I'm also gifting the courses, the 1 hour courses that I'm doing. And if you buy one, you can choose a free one. So when I see your order come through, you can you can choose one. So that's what I just thought, to get, you know, more of the education coming out and people sharing more of what there is available, and also, you know, to fit in with anyone's budget and things like that. We can always make beautiful plans. So, you know, we're wanting to share on that level as well, and just be our authentic, true, organic, original selves. And I think this is my biggest thing. You know, connecting with our Creator, exactly what Sister Dipti was talking about, and why not request your most benevolent timeline for yourself, for humanity, for the animals, for plants, for the soil, the earth. Do it. Request your most benevolent ascension this timeline. Request the most benevolent manifestation for your business, for your family, for the environment, for the planet. You can do that. We can do all that. We can request that the most malevolent forces leave us, that are not here anymore, that the Creator takes them and destroys them. Why don't we do this? We can actually do this and purify ourselves in the process, and not have to carry the huge, heavy burden with us all the time. We can, and I do this several times a day, and it definitely makes me feel lighter. And, you know, using what Dipti is saying is, I can project now that energy field getting bigger and bigger and bigger. So all we have to do is actually request all of this. And coming from that base of contentment and gratitude, that needs to be there first of all, you know, that we're conscious of that, and then we aspire from there, which I think is the most beautiful space. And, you know, we're all learning. Let's face it, we're all at school. We're all learning. And I like to learn from all of you as well. So, you know, don't hang back and share. And let's really, yes, maximize this opportunity that we have right here and now. It's gold in our hands. So I think with that, Dipti, any last things you want to say?
No, Jane, thank you so much. It's been a wonderful evening.
Super.
I think it's take the time tomorrow morning, in the early morning hours, and we've learned so much today. So
we have indeed.
Yeah. So put it together and plant the seed. Plant the seed.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. Well done, everybody. We've mastered the next turning point, and let's meet up on the next one.
Thank you.
Bye, everyone.
Good night.
Bye, Dr. Reddy.
Bye-bye.
Ciao, ciao. Thank you.